Good morning, Rampage family, and welcome back. Game 2 of the weekend. Today's game is against the Washington Little Capitals, which hopefully I'll get that right today, since that's who I was calling through most of the first period yesterday before my team let me know that I was making a mistake. Obviously, last night's game, the boys unfortunately lost in a shootout. It was a good battle. They fought hard. Just need a little bit more in the execution end of it. That's what my opinion is. We got to find ways to score goals, and lots of them this weekend. So hopefully they'll be a little more dialed up to do just that today. We got out on the ice 3 minutes late, and still we only have one lone linesman who's here. So hopefully the men in stripes, who I don't expect them to be able to do their job, but I do expect them to at least show up on time, which I can't even do that today. Oh, here we go. Walking out of the locker room, lattes in hand. La-di freaking da, here we are. Guess it's a hockey game this morning. Oh, Sparky over here on the closer side looks like he's about 13 years old, so that's good. The other one appears to be just a touch older, but I don't expect him to be any better. We'll just leave it at that. Boys are out on the ice. They'll be in the blue jerseys, sweaters this morning. I've got a little touch of something myself, so I'm losing my voice already this weekend. So we've still got 3 games to go. So I will do the best that I can. Good morning. Yeah. Seriously, he's got to be freezing to death right now. The bird that was here last night is still here this morning. We're back in the same rink we were in last night. Right? Lots of extra calories, though, from all the dropped food after the game. So, you know, maybe he's good and fattened up. Sorry, we were just discussing the bird. Just about 1 minute left of warm-up time. We'll get going here pretty soon. And I do believe I've got my scoreboard app working again today. So everybody keeps fingers crossed that it works and doesn't shut us down partway through the game. I am still seeing 2 referees and 1 linesman on the ice. Which, I don't know why I would expect any different. St. Louis scheduling so far has been abysmal. And I'm going to warn you right now, I am going to be super cranky tomorrow morning because we are playing a game in an outdoor rink, or partially outdoor or some nonsense. And I think it's supposed to be like 13 degrees tomorrow morning during our game. I will be here. I will be live streaming for you to watch at home in the warmth of your own living rooms. But I'm going to be especially cranky about it. I'm already pre-cranky, if that's a thing. So is my trusted camera operator.
I've done it before.
Yes, all reports are it's going to be miserable. Sorry, folks. I'm going to try my hardest not to. Thank you. Let's just go start that way this morning. Try my hardest not to cough in everybody's ear all game long, but no promises because I got a little bit of that going on. And yep, it does appear that we have 3 striped shirts, 2 refs, 1 linesman, and 0. Oh, wait, no, here he goes. Yeah, it does look like he probably just came. Yeah, he's got red face like he's, yeah. So we do have a second linesman now, so 4 men in stripes. Second linesman looks like he came straight off the ice on another game. So he'll probably be the best of the group. Out on the ice to get us started, we've got Ryder Shields in net. Trent White, Carter Lester holding down the blue line. And up front, it looks like we've got Dormer, Banyan, and Freitas. It does appear we've got a new set of pegs. Or maybe we just didn't have any pegs at all before. I can't tell. But it does look like they're getting pegs installed. Yeah, new set of pegs that hopefully will be in better shape than the ones that were there before. Didn't have too many problems last night with the net coming off, but we'll see if that remains the same today. All right, here we go. 17 minutes up on the board there, number 1. Rampage winning the draw. White's got it in his zone. Cross ice off a Dormer stick into the Capital zone. Dormer picks it up, feeds it to center, nobody home. Comes up to the blue line. Lester holds it in. He's going to flip it down low. Banyan chases it, sends it around the boards to the far side. Freitas gets there, traps it, turns off the boards, feeds it down low for Banyan. Back out front. Quick shot. Goalie makes a save. Up to White at the point. Shot goes off a body, comes out of the zone. White turns around, he's going to send it in. Rampage getting a quick change. Capital send it cross ice. They're up and out of the zone now. They're going to flip it into the Rampage zone. White picks it up behind his net, sends it up the boards on the near side. Sarver's going to turn, chips it off the boards. It's into the zone. Capitals have it on their stick. They turn around. They're back out to neutral. In the Rampage zone on the near side. White gets there, shovels it around the boards to the far side, takes a weird bounce, and now Whitten's going to just poke it up and out. Whittingham picks it up. He skates through. Puck goes off a stick, comes out of the zone. Back into the Rampage zone. Espirito's got it. Up the boards for Sarver. Sarver feeds it through into the far corner. Whittingham chases it down low. He gets there first. Up to Judkins. Judkins tries to take a shot, goes off a body, ends up back in the corner. Judkins gets ridden down to the ice. Capitals player acting as a backpack. Puck now comes over to the near side. Up to Bennett at the point. Bennett across to Espirito. Espirito sends a shot. Goalie makes a save. It's bouncing around. It's in the blue paint. And the Capitals clear it out. Puck to the near side. Drexel's got it. Sends it across to Root. Root turns, looks back to Bennett. Bennett coming through. He's in the zone. Makes a quick move. Chases it down low to the far corner. Centering pass comes off the near side board. Busily pinching in. Centers the puck. Goes back behind into the far side. Up the wall, and Drexel has it just outside the zone. He's going to regroup. Drexel over to Bisley on the near side. Bisley skates off the wall, out of the zone, chips it off the boards, looking for Foster. Puck gets sent into the Capital zone, back behind the net. Capitals pick it up, change direction to the far corner, and then back again to the near side. Roberts gets there, pinching in on the wall, holds it up, turns with it. Puck tied up down low in the near side corner. Foster's in the mix as well. Puck comes loose, Capitals pick it up behind their net, send it up and out. That should be icing, and it is indeed. So we get a whistle with 14:11 left in period number 1. Face off in the Capital zone on the ice. Flanagan, Roberts, Foster, Fewer, Bisley. Puck comes up and out of the zone. Fewer has to come back for it. He's got a player on. Backhands it over towards Bisley. Bisley skates it back down the wall. Picks it up down low. Holds up behind the Rampage net. Turning, looking. It's going to skate out from behind. Sends it up. Goes off of a skate and into the zone. And that's going to be icing as Roberts was a couple steps behind the red line. 13:51 left in period number 1. Face off the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Lester, White, Banyan, Freitas, and Dormer. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. White sends it across to the far side. Lester up for Dormer. Dormer skates through, takes the red line. He's into the zone, and Rampage are offside. We get a whistle. Face-off will be outside the Capital zone. Puck goes back into the Capital zone deep. Capitals pick it up. Up the wall on the near side. Bounces off the wall. White holds it in, keeps it back down deep. Capitals pick it up behind their net. Skate it to the far side. Send it up. Bounces up and out. White sends it back the other way. Rampage tag up. Go in back after it. Capitals send it out to neutral. Lester turns it around, and now Capitals send it back out again. Dormer gets a stick on it, sends it across to the near side. Capitals send it into the Rampage zone. Lester's going to chase it down behind his net and regroup. He's holding, looking, waiting to see what he has to work with. Cross to White on the near side. Back across to Whitted. It's off his stick. He pokes it into the zone, bounces up in the air. Whittingham gets a stick on it. Whittingham's going to turn to the far wall. Turns, looks, skates to center, into the slot, backhands it towards the goaltender who covers it up. And doesn't cover it up. Continuance. Esperito takes a shot, goes just wide. Out to Bennett, takes a shot, goes off the body, bounces back in the Rampage zone. And Capitals have a quick breakaway shot. Shields with a nice save. Puck comes up and out. Capitals turn around with it. Bisley has it now. Feeds it up the wall on the far side. Whittingham clears it up and out. Play will continue. Sarver's going to chase it down low. Capitals have it behind their net. Sarver steals the pass, feeds it out front to Judkins on the backhand. Couldn't get the shot off. Capitals working in the near side corner. Puck comes up. Capitals into the Rampage zone on the near side. They feed it down low to center. Shot. Shields turns it aside and now goes to the far corner. Judkins picks it up, skates back to the near side. Judkins up and out of the zone, feeds it up to Drexel, off the wall. Drexel, gets poke checked back out of the zone. Root has it. Sauces it over. Bisley's going to drive it into the zone on the near side wall. He's up for Drexel. Drexel sends it across. Root gets a stick on it. Sends it back across. And Kyle Bisley with the first goal of the game. 1:35 left in period number 1. Nice pass from Mason Root to see Kyle Bisley on the back door. And Biz gets down to business, puts a Rampage on the board. Scores 1-0 in favor of your Colorado Rampage. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Rahosian, Flanagan, Lester, and White. Rampage win the draw. White's got it. He's going to skate up and through, chips it into the zone. Play will continue. Up the boards on the near side. Capitals send it across to the far side. It's out of the zone now. Turned back around. White has it on his stick. Sends it off the boards to the near side. Flanagan sends it into the zone. Capitals get there behind their net. They're going to skate to the far side. Capitals lose the handle, regain control. They're going to sauce it across into the corner on the far side. Leicester gets there, skates to the near side. He's got a player on him. Foster comes up, feeds it to Flanagan. Flanagan out of the zone, sends a pass across. Sticks in the way, puck bouncing around. It's in the Capital zone. Leicester sends it down the boards. Foster doing battle down low, back behind the Capitals net. Capitals pick it up, send up the boards on the near side. Into the Rampage zone, into the far side. Goes off a skate and ends up on the far wall. Espirito gets there, tries to clear. Puck comes up to Dormer, up to Freitas, back to Dormer. Dormer's into the zone. Rampage are offside. Just barely. But I could see it from here, and I'm not on that blue line. 10-25. Just for that play. That one particular whistle I will agree with. 10:25 left in period number 1. Face off outside the Rampage zone. We've got Banyan, Freitas, Dormer, Bennett, and Espirito. Capitals win the draw, back into their own zone with it. Cross to the near side. Back across to the far side. Move made into the Rampage zone. Puck trickles down low. Bennett wrangles it in, sends it up the boards on the near side. Capitals hold it at the point, driving down the wall on the near side. Centering pass goes across. Banyan gets there, backhands it up and out of the zone. Freitas chips it off the wall into the Capital zone. Dormer's going to apply pressure on the forecheck down low into the corner. Capitals get there, skate to the far side. Cross the red line now, chip it into the Rampage zone. Shields has it in his glove. He's going to hang on to it. And we get a whistle. 9:39 left in period number 1. Face-off in the Rampage zone. On the ice. Sarver, Whitted, Whittingham, Fewer, and Bisley. Bisley picks it up. He's going to skate it up and out of the zone. Takes the red line. He's going to dump it in hard. Rims around the boards to the far side. Whittingham is waiting. Sends it into the corner. Tied up in the corner on the far side, up the wall. Whitted makes a move off the wall. Comes out to Sarver. Sarver over to Bisley on the near side. On the backhand. Back up to Sarver at the point. Fed down low to Whitted. The near side wall. Whitted makes a move. Sauces it across looking for Fewer. Fewer sends it towards the goaltender. Turns it aside. Puck comes up the near side wall. Bisley pinching in. Keeps it down low. Puck in the corner on the near side. Up to Whitted at the point. Bounces over his stick. Comes out of the zone. Whitted turns. He's going to fire it back in. Rampage have to tag up. They're going to go for a change. Drexel's in on the forecheck. Capitals have it down low. Send it across the far side. Up and out of the zone. Stretch pass goes off the stick into the Rampage zone. Shields is going to hold it up and leave it for Leicester. Leicester picks it up. Skates to the far side. He's up and out of the zone. Feeds it through. Comes back to White. Bouncing around at neutral ice now. Capitals have it back. They're into the Rampage zone. White has the puck, sends it up but not out. And now he's going to recollect it. Skates up out of the zone. White over to Root. Root feeds the center. Goes through into the far side corner. Puck comes up and out. That's going to go the distance, and I believe it'll be icing. And it is indeed. 8:15 left in period number 1. Face-off in the Capital zone. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Roberts, Rahojian, Bennett, and Espirito. Capitals pull it out of the pile, send it up but not out. Roberts turns it around at the blue line, keeps it in the zone. Feeds it down the wall into the corner. Comes up the wall on the near side. Puck goes around to the far side corner. Up the wall on the far side. Foster pitches in. Still stuck on that far side. Roberts pulls it off the wall, takes a shot, goes wide of the net, ends up in the near side corner. Foster pulls it, takes a shot. Goalie makes a save. It's bouncing around, comes up to Espirito, takes a shot, deflects, goes wide of the net, into the corner on the near side. Up to Bennett at the point. Bennett sauces it back behind the net to the far side. Comes back out to neutral ice. Foster has it. He's going to turn. He flips it back into the zone. Rampage going for a change. Looks like they're going to get all 5 changed out. Dormer in on the forecheck. Puck comes up and out of the zone. Bouncing around at neutral ice, and now Fewer over to Dormer on the near side. Down to Freitas, back to Dormer. Shot, skates in the way, doesn't make it through. Puck bouncing around, and that's going to go in. I think Mannion got that one. I kind of lost sight of it for a second, but I think Mannion scooped it up on the backhand right out front, poked it in. So the 7:03 left in period number 1. Rampage go up by a score of 2-0. That one attributed, English is hard, attributed to Captain Jack Bannon. I don't think so. We've got Sarver, Whittingham, Fewer, and Bisley. Puck gets dumped into the Capital zone, back behind. Capital skate to the near side. Pass across, comes through, bouncing around, up to the point, gets sent just wide of the net to the far corner. Tied up. Whitten's going to pick it up in his zone. Sends it over to Sarver on the near side. Sarver's into the zone. Back to Whitten. Whitten over to Whittingham. Whittingham with a shot. Goaltender makes a save. He's going to cover. We get a stoppage. 6:28 left in period number 1. Face-off in the Capital zone. And I think we're going to get a change of cast and crew. I don't think we've got White, Lester, Root, Drexel, and Judkins. Rampage win the draw. Keep it in the zone, right of the blue line. White takes a shot, goes off the body, ends up down low. Puck comes up the board on the near side. White holds it at the point, sends it back down the wall. Drexel down into the corner, back up to Judkins now. Judkins skates to the far side, sends it up to Lester. Lester takes a shot from up high, goes just wide. Bounces up to White. Sends it back down low. Puck back behind. Up and out of the zone, and Lester backhands it over to the near side. White sends it back up for Root off his stick into the zone. Comes back up and out where White traps it. He's going to sauce it to the far side. Rampage have to tag up. They do so. Capital send it up and out. Bennett with it in his own zone over to White on the near side. Sauced across off of Flanagan's stick into the Capital zone, the far corner. Foster doing battle down low. Puck comes up the near side wall. Bennett's waiting. Bennett skates down low. Back behind the net to the far side. Bennett still with the puck up to Espirito at the point. Espirito sends it down. It's sitting right out front. Foster's being hooked. And then Flanagan comes in, takes a shot that I think deflected wide, ends up the far side. And Foster was in prime position, but was being held. Flanagan into the zone. And Rampage are offside. 5:01 left in period number 1. Faceoff's going to come outside the Capital zone. On the ice, we've got Dormer, Freitas, Banyan, Bennett, and Espirito. Capitals win the draw back into their own zone. Pokes and stays in the zone by Dormer. Chases it down. Dormer tries to center it. Goes off a skate. It's bouncing around down low. Capitals have it. They're back behind their net. Kick it out to the far side and up the far wall. Caps turn around. They're into the Rampage zone. They're going to send it down into the corner. Puck comes up and loose. They're waving off icing. Play will continue. Puck goes to the far side corner. Banyan applying pressure on the forecheck. Puck gets sauced up and out to neutral. Into the Rampage zone now. Sent on net. Shields turns it aside, bounces to the near side, and we have a penalty coming to the Rampage for the first time in this game. So with 4:09, Rampage will be on the PK. Out on the ice to get it started on the penalty kill, we've got Foster, Flanagan, White, and Lester. Puck to the near side wall. Poked by Foster up and out of the zone. Capitals regain control at neutral ice. They're going to send it across the far side. Up to the point at the far side. Capitals off the wall. Skate to the near side circle. Shot taken. Goes up and over. Ends up in the far side. Lester ties things up on the wall. Capitals with it. Back behind the net now. White doing battle. He sends it up and just out of the zone. Capitals have to tag up. 1:22 left on the penalty kill. Rampage getting a couple of fresh penalty killers on the ice. Capitals drop it to the point. Shot taken. Shields with the save. It ends up in the near side corner. Rosen sends it up the wall, but not out. Capitals have it at the far point. Down the wall. Back up to the point on the far side. Shot goes off the skate and now gets fed out front and across to the near side, and the net came off, so we do get a stoppage. 58 seconds left on the penalty kill, 3:06 in the period. Rampage up by 2. Out on the ice, Roberts, Judkins, Espirito, and Bennett. Bouncing around. It's down into the corner. Bennett's doing battle, trying to keep things tied up. Roberts doing battle on the near side wall. Bouncing around, still stuck in this near side corner. Roberts and Bennett in the mix. Roberts pulls it and clears at the distance. 30 seconds left on the penalty kill. Capitals through on the near side, poke it, and they are offside on the way in. So 19 seconds left on the PK. The faceoff's going to come outside the Rampage zone. And on the ice to take over, we've got Dormer, Freitas, Espirito, and Bennett. 19 seconds before Banyan can come out of the box. Rampage win the draw. Back to Bennett. He's going to hold up momentarily, and now he's going to sauce at the distance. Capitals come up the near side wall. They're into the Rampage zone. Shields plays it to the far side. Capitals sending up to the point. Rampage are back at 5. Capitals with it. Down low. Up to the point on the far side. Bouncing around. Shields with the save. He's going to cover. .156 left in period number 1. Face off in the Rampage zone on the ice. Whittingham, Sarver, Whitted, Bisley, and Fewer. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. Fewer sends it over to the near side. Capitals are there. Quick takeaway. Send it back into the corner, off the wall. Cross to the far side shot. Bouncing around. Shields has it covered. And Rampage are taking exception to the fact that he was continuing to be poked at after he had the puck covered. 1:45 left in period number 1. We'll get another face-off in the Rampage zone. Rampage win it back into the corner. Bisley sends it up the wall. Puck comes up and out. Capitals turned it around at neutral. To the near side. Fewer pulls it back into his zone across to Bisley. Bisley up the wall off of Whittingham's stick. It bounces into the Capitals zone. Capitals send it around to the near side. Whitted traps it on the wall on the near side. Turns with it down low in the corner. Whitted centers it up to Whittingham. Shot goes off a stick, ends up on the far wall. Deflects up into the netting and out of play. And with 1:10 left in period number 1, we'll get a face-off in the Capital zone. Out on the ice, Drexel, Judkins, Root, White, and Lester. Capitals win the draw. Back behind their net now. Cross to the near side. over the red line into the Rampage zone, up at the point. Puck gets sent to the far side wall, and now just over skates. Bounces around into the Capital zone. Judkins gets a stick on it. He's going to get there. Back up, looking for Drexel. Drexel up to White. White takes a shot. Goalie knocks it down. It's going to bounce to the far side. Puck comes up and out of the zone. White grabs it. 30 seconds left in the period. Quick turnaround and not into the zone, and now Capitals are going to dump it. Shields holds it up back behind the net. He's going to leave it for Lester. Lester turns, sends it across to Root. And now Capitals coming back with speed and numbers into the zone. Quick shot. Shields got a piece of it, and then it goes in the net, and then Shields gets run by the player that was crashing the net up front. 10 seconds left in period number 1, scores 2-1. Flanagan, Foster, Rahosian, Espirito, and Bennett on the ice. Puck gets turned and sent out of play, so the faceoff's going to be back in the Capital zone with just 2.7 seconds left in period number 1. Same group as before. We got Flanagan, Foster, Rahosian, Espirito, and Bennett, if I didn't already say that. Puck's down low into the corner, and time will expire. Boys having a few words after the buzzer. Welcome, St. Louis. Do you hate us here as much as I do? That kind of stuff. So your score after 1 is 2-1 in favor of the Rampage, and we'll get the quick break for the boys to go talk to Coach. So far, so good. Lots of good pressure by the boys. Lots of good pressure on their end of the ice, which is exactly what I like to see. And managed to get a couple of goals in the back of the net. And here's hoping for a handful more for our side of the board, of course.
No, I can't. Yeah, good. It's better that way.
Out on the ice, we've got Shields in between the pipes on the blue line. Trent White, Carter Lester. And up front, we've got Dormer, Banyan, and Freitas to get us started here for period number 2. Back into the Rampage zone. Capitals are offside. They do like to leave people deep and cherry pick, so hopefully our defensemen are keeping track of that. The faceoff's going to come all the way back in the Capital zone with 16:53 left in period number 2. Put back behind. Capitals have it on the near side. Still in the zone for now. Capitals with it on the stick. Lose the handle. Banyan gets there. Centers the puck. Goes back behind. Comes to near side wall. Lester pulls it out of the air. He sends it back in. Rampage have to tag up. They do so. Puck down deep. Freitas is going to give chase on the forecheck low. Dormer comes in as well. Capitals have it behind their net. Send it up the wall out to neutral. Steal by White. Makes a move in. Rampage are onside. White down low. Takes a shot. Goalie has a save. He's going to hang on to it. 16-17 left in period number 2. What a face-off in the Capital zone. Out on the ice, Whitted, Sarver, Whittingham, Bennett, Espirito. Puck goes to the far wall. It's all just tied up. Whittingham gets there, holds it in, dumps it back into the corner on the far side. Puck comes up the wall. It's going to come out of the zone. Bennett wrangles it in over to Espirito. Espirito turns off the wall, back to Bennett on the far side. Bennett up to Whittingham. Whittingham crashing through. He's into the zone. Capitals with a quick takeaway. Flip it up in the air, but not out. Espirito holds it in. That was a hand pass. And we do get a whistle for the hand pass, which was, I hate to say it, that's what it was. So we get a stoppage. I know. That's twice this game that I've actually agreed with. Now, minor details, though. Faceoff's going to come just outside the Rampage zone. Same crew as before. Capitals are going to dump it in. Back behind Shields. He's going to leave it for Bennett, who sends it up the wall on the near side. Whittingham's there. Sends it out of the zone. Capitals turn around, send it back, but they have to tag up. Espirito's going to race back for it. He's got it deep in his own zone. Sends it up the wall on the near side for Whittingham. Capitals intercept. Send it back into the zone. Over to Bennett now on the far side. Bennett's going to regroup behind the net. Makes a move. Bennett's across the red line. He's going to chip it in. Rims around to the near side. Sarver holding at the wall, and now Capitals have it. They're out of the zone. Cross to the near side. Quick shot. Shields with the save. It ends up goes to the far corner. Sarver got a stick on it for a second. Capitals still have the puck. Up the wall on the far side. Gets sent down low. Back behind the Rampage net now. Puck bounces up front to a Capitals player. A shot goes off a leg and wide of the net. Back down low. Bennett's doing battle down low, so it's a Capitals player centers the puck. It turns, the net's off, and we get another stoppage. .14:32 left in period number 2. On the ice, we've got Foster, Flanagan, Roberts, Bisley, and Fewer. Puck comes up but not out, and now gets sent out. Flanagan just shovels it into the zone. He gives chase. Roberts comes around, picks it, centers the puck. Capitals have it on their stick. They turn around, they're coming back the other way. Cross to the near side and down into the corner on the near side. Up the wall and out of the zone. Capitals try to turn around. Foster's going to poke it into the Capitals zone. He gives chase. Now he's going to the bench for a change. Capitals send it across, picked off by Dormer. Dormer skates in. Oh, Flanagan's on the back door. Just couldn't quite connect on it. Puck down low in the near side corner. That was a good look. Dormer and Robertson battle down low in the corner with 3 Capitals players. Roberts sends it up the wall to Fewer, across to Bisley. He's going to backhand it down low. Dormer's waiting back behind the net, and we have a stoppage. We've got an interference penalty coming to Zach Roberts, apparently. 13:32 left in period number 2, and the Rampage have been on the penalty kill, but we have yet to be on the power play. Seems suspicious. Out on the ice, we get started on the PK. We've got Foster, Flanagan, Lester, and White. Lester sends it up the wall, but not out. Capitals send it across to the far side. Top of the circle. Back up to the blue line. Goes off of boot and into the far corner. White's going to clear it up, but not. Now it bounces out. That came out. Apparently it didn't to begin with, and then it did. 13:08 left in the period, 136 on the PK for the Rampage boys. Out on the ice to take over on the PK, we've got Banyan, Judkins, Lester, and White. Capitals win the draw over to the near side. Send it across to the near side. Their offsides have to wait for everybody to tag up to enter the zone, which they do. They send it off the boards on the far side. Back to the near side circle. Shot taken, goes up and over and out of play. 1:16 left on the PK, 12:48 in the period. And out to take over on the penalty kill, we've got Whitted, Whittingham, Bennett, and Espirito. Capitals have it, up to the point on the near side. Down the wall, center of the pass is bouncing around. Whitted's going to clear it. He's going to chase it. Capitals will get there first, but Whitted's in hot and heavy. Actually, Whitted gets there first. Traps it low, gets taken to the ice, and we got a penalty coming to Capitals. A hold or a tackle, whatever you want to call. 55 seconds left on the PK, so we're going to have 4v4 for 55 seconds, followed by a little over a minute of power play time for the Rampage boys. 12:27 left in period number 2. You cannot throw a player in a headlock and take him to the ice. You could last night, apparently, but not today. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Judkins, Bennett, and Espirito. Capitals send it up and out. They're into the Rampage zone on the far side. Bennett's going to turn around with it, sends it up the wall. Comes back to Bennett. Into the zone, Judkins picks it up. Judkins with the shot. Goalie makes a save. He's going to hang on. We'll get a face-off in the Capitol zone. Still 4v4 hockey for the next 34 seconds. And we're going to change out the blue line, it looks like. So Sarver and Judkins will be joined by White and... No, I'm sorry. Yeah, White and Dormer. Puck comes up to White. He drives it down the wall on the far side. White's back behind. Leaves it for Dormer. Dormer drives down low. Dormer in the corner now. Doing battle. Capitals try to clear it. This would be icing. I thought it was icing. They must have said it went off a stick. Yeah, it must have gone off of one of our sticks, maybe. Right. So White has the puck. Rampage are back at 5 and on the power play for the next minute. White has the puck behind the net. Sends it across to Dormer on the far side. Dormer into the zone. Sends it on net. Freitas tries to redirect. Puck ends up in the corner. Up to White at the blue line. Back down to Dormer. Dormer centers it for Whittingham off his stick just wide of the net. Capitals rimming around the boards to the far side, and it's going to come out of the zone. Dormer wrangles it in at neutral ice. 35 seconds left on the power play. Dormer sends a pass across. Doesn't connect. Capitals coming back the other way. Freitas picks it up in the corner. Makes a quick move to lose the defenseman, and he's going to leave it for Lester. Lester skates out from down low. Just 18 seconds left on the power play. Off the skates, and now it bounces into the Capitals zone. They have the puck. They're going to send it up and through. There is no icing because they're still on the penalty kill for the next 6 seconds. Bisley picks it up, skates it up the far wall, up into the zone. Banyan drops it for Root. Root sends it across. Bisley centers the puck, and a Capitals player almost puts it in the net. Fewer has to come back into his own zone for it. Capitals are back at full strength. Root has it. He's going to skate to the near side. Into the zone. He chases it down low. Bisley drives it down the near side wall. Shot. Goaltender makes a save. It's still bouncing around back behind the net. Comes out to the near side wall. Capitals up to the point where Foster's going to hold it. He skates off the wall, gets tripped, stays on his feet. Shot taken, goes up and over to the far side. Fewer sends it back down the wall into the corner. Pass comes up, does not connect. That is going to be icing. We get a whistle. Whistle even just a little bit early, I think. 9:31 left in period number 2. Faceoff's going to come back in the Capital zone. Out on the ice, we've got Judkins, Rahosian, Flanagan, Espirito, and Bennett. Puck comes up and out of the zone. Bennett's going to knock it down, wrangles it in into his own zone. Over to Espirito. Espirito turns, look, sends it across to the far side, off of Flanagan's stick into the zone. Rahosian's going to chase it down low. Puck comes up the near side wall. Espirito pinching in, holds it, comes off the wall, bouncing around, and Capitals have it on their stick. They're going to clear it up and out. That's going to be icing if it has the distance. 9:01 left in period number 2. Out on the face off in the Capital zone, and out on the ice we've got Whittingham, Wooded, Sarver, White, and Lester. Capitals win the draw, send it across to the far side. Flip it up and out to neutral ice. It bounces through. Play will continue. I think it went off of White, or he could have played it. So play continues. Down low in the corner on the near side. Bouncing around, and then White sends it over. Goes off of Whittingham's stick. He comes back to it. He's going to send it into the zone. Whitted chases it into the corner on the near side. Whitted sends it back behind the net to the far side. Sarver tries to get there. Capitals player scoops it up the wall on the far side. Up and out of the zone, into the Rampage zone on the near side now. Sarver picks it up and quick poke check, and it stays in the zone down low into the corner where Lester's going to do battle. Sarver feeds it up the boards, and now it's going to bounce up and out. Capitals get there first. They turn around, send it in. That's icing. And we get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rampage zone, and we will go to an ice cut. I'm sorry, I said Rampage zone. Face-off will be in the Capital zone. We're going to an ice cut. When we come back, we have 8:05 left in the second period. Face-off will be in the Capital zone. Rampage are currently up by a score of 2-1. I'm going to go on mute, try to save my voice. We'll see you guys back in about 10. All right, folks, welcome back to the second half of the second period where the officials are making sure that the boys are not allowed to skate, warm up, or do anything that they really should be allowed to do, which means after a fresh ice cut, the ice is still going to be wet and swampy because nobody even is able to get out and chew it up a little bit. But as we get ready to get started, we have 8:05 up on the clock. Score is 2-1 in favor of the Rampage. Out on the ice to get us started, we have Dormer, Friedis, Banyan, Lester, and White. Capitals win the draw. They're up on the near side, up and out of the zone, into the Rampage zone. Dormer's going to pick it up, sends it across to White on the far side. White back over to Dormer. Dormer crashing through, centers the puck off a Banyan stick, comes back to the near side wall for Dormer. Up to Lester. Bounces across. Friedis looking for Dormer, goes through a stick to the near side wall. Dormer recollects, sends it across to the far side. Rampage tag up. White's going to send it in hard. Puck goes down back behind the Capitals net. They pick it up. Stretch pass up to the near side wall and into the Rampage zone. Shields is going to hold it and leave it for Espirito. Espirito up the wall on the near side of Winningham. Gets stuck on the wall in the puddle. Whitted takes a stick to the face. Sarver picks up the puck. He's going to send it in hard from the far side. Up the near side wall, up to Espirito pinching into the point, down to Whitted. Whitted off the wall. Whitted turns into the slot. Shot goes up and over and ends up in the far corner. Comes back to Whitted, centers the puck out front. Capitals waiting. Up and out of the zone, across to the near side, into the Rampage zone, offside. And we get a whistle and a stoppage. 6:50 left in period number 2. Face-off will be outside the Rampage zone. Change of cast and crew. We have Judkins, Drexel, Root, Bennett, and Espirito. And apparently these guys are late for a lunch date because they're not letting people change. Thank you. Puck goes back into the Rampage zone. They didn't let him warm up after the ice cut. Not letting him change. Espirito has the puck up the near side wall, up and out of the zone. Stuck on the near side wall now. Battle for the puck, and Drexel's going to turn with it. He's got it. He's into the zone. Sends it just wide of the net. Comes to the far side. Root picks it up. Centers the puck back. Nobody home. Capitals waiting. Back down the near side wall. No, they didn't give the kids a chance to warm up or anything. It was straight out onto the ice for the face-off. Yeah, it was crazy. Up to the point to Drexel. Drexel over to Espirito on the near side. Espirito feeds it down low, just wide of the net. Ends up in the far corner. Capitals turn and send it. They're waving it off. Shields is going to hold it up and leave it for Espirito. Espirito sends a stretch pass up, looking for Root. Off his stick, Capitals pick it up in their zone. Capitals send it across. Bennett with the steal. Fans on it initially. Takes the red line. He's going to flip it in. Capitals over to the near side. Bennett picks it up. Down low. Skates to the near side. Pass across for Roberts. Roberts dumps it in. He's going to give chase. Capitals goaltender sends it over the near side where Foster is waiting. Foster makes a move on the wall. Centers the puck. Quick shot by Rahojian. Goaltender makes a save. Puck comes down. Got a penalty come into the Rampage. So with 5:12 left in period number 2, I think it's going to be a trip to Roberts. I think he doesn't believe that he tripped him. I don't know if he did or not, but it kind of had the looks like it could have. So Rampage will be back on the penalty kill. Keep in mind, Rampage is yet to have a power play this. No, that's not true. We had half of a power play this game. Out on the ice, we've got Banyan, Lester, Judkins, and White to get us started on the PK. Capitals send it all the way back into their own zone. They're going to regroup behind the net. Cross to the far side. Into the Rampage zone on the far side. Bandy gets there, sends it hard around the boards. Capitals pinching in, keep it in the zone. Pass across, goes off a stick, they wrangle it back in, send it down low, back behind the Rampage net. Up the wall on the near side now. Back down low, back up the near side wall. Shot, goes off a body and ends up on the far side, doesn't come out of the zone. Back across to the near side. Up to the blue line. Shot from up high, gets a deflection. Shields makes an excellent save. He had to make a quick reaction to that one. And somebody's getting a penalty, and it's going to be against the Capitals. And they're just trying to tag up. They did, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Nothing was 55 seconds left on the penalty kill. And so we'll have 55 seconds of 4-on-4 time, followed by another 1:05 long power play for the Rampage. This is exactly what happened before. You combine the two, and we have one full power play. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Whitted, Esperito, and Bennett to take over on the 4-man attack. Puck goes down low. Capitals have it on their stick. Whitted with a poke check. He's going to take it away, turns around in the corner, feeds it up the wall for Drexel. Drexel off the wall, turns, fires, goaltender makes a save, goes back into the corner, off of a stick, up into the netting, and out of play. 40 seconds left of 4-on-4 time, followed by just over a minute of Rampage power play time. And we're going to get a quick change. Foster's coming on to join Drexel, Bennett, and Esperito. Drexel over to Esperito on the near side. Quick shot. Goaltender makes the save. He's going to hang on. We'll get another face-off in the Capital zone. 33 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Capitals get it. They poke it up but not out. Esperito holds it at the point. Sends it back down to Foster. Foster down low. Bounces across. Drexel gets there on the far wall. Turns off the wall. Sends it over to Esperito. Esperito skates it down low. Feeds it out front to Foster. And goaltender makes the save, but that was a nice pass right out front. Goalie made a good save on it. 13 seconds left of 4-on-4. We'll get a face-off in the Capital zone again. On the ice to take over the 4v4, we've got Dormer, Whittingham, Freitas, and White in preparation for the power play, which will be coming in 13 seconds. Rampage win the draw. It's going to come up and out of the zone. Dormer races for it, skates it off the wall. Now he's going to send it back to White. 5 seconds left of 4-on-4 before Rampage can get at full strength on the power play. Over to Freitas on the near side. Freitas skates through. He's into the Capital zone. He skates down. Roberts is out of the box now. Banyan's up into the play. White makes a move at the blue line. White takes a shot. It goes wide of the net. It's going to come up the boards. That's going to come out of the zone. White has to come back for it into his own zone. 46 seconds left of power play time. White picks it up, sends it over to Freitas on the near side. Freitas is across the red line, makes a move. He's into the zone. Freitas across to Dormer. Dormer with a shot. Gets a piece of it deflected up and ends up in the near corner. Capitals get there. They skate it up and out of the zone. Back to White in his own zone. White turns with it. He gets tripped on his way up. We got another penalty coming to the Capitals. And Dormer's going to send it in. Rampage are offside, so they have to tag up. And Capitals touch it. Yeah, so it's going to be 5-on-3 for 11 seconds. Out on the ice to take over. We only have 11 seconds of 5-on-3, and then we'll have almost a full 5-on-4 power play. Out on the ice, we've got Whitted, Drexel, Server, Root, and Lester. They touched it in their own zone. They touched up in their own zone. Puck bounces across. Capitals have it. They're going to clear it the distance. Shields has to hold it up. Just 4 seconds left of the 5-on-3, so that'll just about do it for that. Lester skates out from behind his net. Rampage still on the power play. Lester sauces it across. It's to Drexel, who pokes it into the zone, and Capitals are going to clear. Minute 38 left on the power play for the Rampage. Lester's going to regroup behind his net. Up to Drexel on the near side. Cross ice for Root. Root's into the zone. Root makes a move down low, holds up on the wall, sends it up to Lester. Back to Root. Back to Lester. Lester over to Drexel on the near side. Pass across to Root, goes off of a stick. Sarver feeds it back to Root. Root takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Comes up, Lester holds it in the zone. Drexel over to Root. Quick shot, bounces up in the air, comes over to Drexel on the near side. Up to Lester at the point. Cross ice to Root. Root with the shot. Goaltender makes the save. He's going to hang on. We get a stoppage, and we get some pushing and shoving. Little 3-on-1 pushing and shoving. 59 seconds left of power play time, 1:16 in the period. We'll get a power play unit change, and out on the ice we've got Freitas, Dormer, Whittingham, White, and Banyan. Some good applied pressure on that last shift, but unable to put it in the net so far. Rampage win the draw up to White at the point. Down the wall to Freitas. Back up to White. Back down to Freitas. Up to White. Cross to Dormer on the far side. Into Whittingham. Whittingham with a shot. Goaltender makes a save. He's going to cover. We'll get a stoppage. Face off in the Capital zone. Some more good pressure by the power play unit. Still nothing to show for it. 46 seconds left on the power play and 1:03 in the period. Capitals are going to send it the distance. White has to come back. He'll pick it up behind the Rampage net. Regroup. Reset. Out to Dormer on the far side. Dormer through to Whittingham. Whittingham's into the zone. Rampage are offside. Freitas just had a little too much speed, and despite the fact that his legs are like 6 feet long, he couldn't quite hang one far enough back. Face-off will come outside the Capital zone. 30 seconds left on the power play. The other power play units back on the ice. We got Drexel, Whitted, Sarver, Lester, and Root. Capitals win the draw back into their zone, send it across to the far side, and all the way back into the Rampage zone. Shields is going to hold it up, leave it for Lester. Lester's out from behind his net. Cross to Drexel on the near side. Drexel feeds into Sarver. Bounces down low. Capitals have it on their stick, and they're able to clear. Just 7 seconds left on the power play. Lester's going to have to regroup behind his net. That's just about going to do it. Whitted turns with it, feeds it over to Root. Root's into the zone, the far side. Root down low. Quick shot. Goaltender makes a save. It's bouncing around. Still bouncing, and now our guy didn't touch it first. Our guy didn't touch it first. That's not a hand pass. 9 seconds left in period number 2. They called a hand pass and blew the whistle dead. But the goaltender touched up. That's friggin' ridiculous. Out on the ice, we've got Rahojan, Foster, Flanagan, Lester, and Bisley. And everybody's back at full strength. Puck is in the Capital zone. 1 second left. Time expires on period number 2. So your score after 2 is 2-1 in favor of the Rampage. But I feel like we still have a lot more to give. All right, as we get ready to get started here for period number 3 out on the ice, we have Rider Shields in between the pipes. We've got Dormer, Freitas, Banyan, Lester, and White. I swear these guys are late for something. Puck comes back into the Rampage zone. Over to White on the near side, up the boards. Freitas is going to feed it through. Capitals have it on their stick. Back into the Rampage zone. It's going to go deep. White sends it up the boards on the near side. Bounces up to the point, but not out. Centering pass gets fed down low. Shields covers it up. He's going to hang on. We get a stoppage. We'll have a face-off.
Why can't you just stand there, like just asking for it?
All right, face-off's going to come up and outside the zone. On the ice, we've got Sarver, Whittingham, Whitted, Lester, and White. Okay, now the face-off's going back in the zone. Yeah, Capitals coach complained enough. Whiny little baby people. Sarver's going to pick it up. He skates up out of the zone. Sends it into the Capital zone to the far wall. Whittingham gets there. Bounces up to Lester. Takes a shot. Comes to the near side. White pinches in. He's going to drive it down the wall. Into the corner. Capitals get there. Send the pass across to the far side. It's up and out of the zone. Lester has to race back. He's got a man on. Lester gets there first. Whitted picks it up down low. Sends it up to the near side to Sarver. Sarver passes it across. Comes up and out of the zone. Lester gets there. Sends it back to Sarver. Sarver's into the zone. Drives in all by his lonesome. Puck gets poked up to the corner and now out of the zone. Esperito picks it up at the red line. He's going to dump it back in. Puck back behind the Capitals net. Root applying pressure. Up to Judkins. Judkins sends it back down low. Root gets there. Root passes it out to Esperito. Drexel gets just upended. He wasn't in the crease. Play will continue. No penalties assessed. Back to Drexel. Comes back up to Esperito. Back down to Drexel. Tied up, and now Capitals have it up and out of the zone. Hook check by Drexel to the far wall. He's going to send it down. Bennett gets there. Bennett wrangles it in, turns, skates up the near side. Takes the red line. He's going to dump it in hard. Flanagan chipping in on the far side. Judkins pulls it out of the corner, makes a move back in and down behind. Judkins hanging on to the puck, sends it up the boards to Fewer. Fewer across to Bisley. Bisley feeds it through. Goalie has to turn it aside. Flanagan sends it back into the corner. Comes up to Bisley up top. Bisley with the shot. Goalie has it in his glove. He's going to hang on. And refs are going to take one of each of them. Mason Root was on the receiving end of a baseball swing earlier. .37 left in period number 3. We'll stay 5-on-5 for more shenanigans by the men in stripes. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, Foster, Flanagan, Bisley, and Fewer. Back across to the far side. Up and out of the zone. Capital send across the near side. Shot goes wide, ends up on the far wall. Up to the point, held in. Shot goes wide, ends up on the near wall. Up and out of the zone. Roberts picks it up. It's into the Capital zone now. Capitals have it. Back into the corner on the near side. Robertson on the forecheck. Capitals out from behind their net on the near side into the Rampage zone, and that's icing. Apparently did not connect. 14:04 left in period number 3. Face off in the Capital zone. Out on the ice, we've got Banyan, Dormer, Freitas, Lester, and White. Bounces around, Dormer over to Lester. Lester sends it down low. Freitas traps it on the wall, sends it into the corner. Dormer gets there, gets pinned up against the wall, comes back up to Freitas. Trapped on the wall on the far side. Comes to a Capitals player. Bouncing around, Banyan back into the Rampage zone. White across to the far side to Lester. Lester sauces it, goes off a body, it bounces into the Capitals zone. Play will continue. Dormer's in on the forecheck. Puck over to the far side. Sarver pulls that one out of the air, keeps it in the zone. Up and out of the zone. Across to the near side, into the Rampage zone now. Shot deflects off the stick up into the rafters and out of play. 13-12 left in period number 3. We'll get a face-off in the Rampage zone. On the ice, Whittingham, Whitted, Sarver, Espirito, Bennett. And the cold's starting to get to me. I'm starting to shiver. Nah, I'm good. Thank you, though. Puck goes to the far wall. Whittingham traps it in the wall. Espirito's in the mix as well. Battle for the puck. Still all tied up. Waiting for it to come loose. Still a battle for the puck. Whitted sends it up to the point but not out. Capitals hold it in at the blue line down the wall. Gets chipped off the boards and now back wide of the net to the near side wall. Battle for the puck on the near side. Bennett gets there, sends it up, and Sarver's going to chip it out. Capitals regroup in their zone. Sarver giving chase down low. Rampage getting a change. Into the neutral zone, and now Capitals send it in off the linesman, and now they have to tag up. Goes off the linesman's head and bounces out. Espirito has it in the far side. Back to Espirito, who's going to send it in, and they call icing. He was a couple steps outside the red line, but all night long, it is. I agree. I agree. And last night, that wouldn't have been icing. I concur. 12:03 left in period number 3. Out on the ice, we've got Judkins, Drexel, Verhoeven, Fewer, and Bisley. Puck comes up but not out. It's going to go back down low, out front, and then Drexel comes back to Drexel. Drexel turns with it, skates to the far side. He's out of the zone across the red line. Drexel's into the zone on the far side, rims around the boards to the near side. Judkins up to Bisley. Held in the zone, and now Capitals are going to clear it out to the far side. Fewer has to race back for it. Oh, they're going to give it an icing call. 11:33 left in period number 3. Face off back in the Capital zone. Out on the ice. Roberts, Foster, Flanagan, Fewer, and Bisley. Capitals are in the draw. Quick poke check by Flanagan, keeps it in the zone. Flanagan recovers, shot, goes off the body, ends up in the far corner. Foster pulls it off the wall, skates over to the slot. Quick shot, and body's in the way. Now Capitals are going to clear. Fewer coming back for it. Fewer back behind, over to Bisley on the near side. Bisley back across to Foster. Foster wrangles it in, skates across the red line, into the Capital zone and into the corner. Capitals turn with it. They're off the wall, out of the zone, across the red line. Puck bouncing around, goes across to the far side. Capitals send it up and out. Rampage getting a couple players changed out. Puck back into the Rampage zone where Dormer's going to grab it. Dormer across, looking for Flanagan. Puck down low. Lester's going to go after it. He changes direction over to the near side. White turns with it. Battle for the puck down low. Dormer skates it to the far side now. Dormer makes a move out front, steps on the puck momentarily, keeps his feet. Feeds it up to White. White's cruising through. White's got a little space. Quick shot. Goaltender makes a save. It goes up into the netting and out of play. .9:57 left in period number 3. Face-off in the Capital zone. On the ice, Dormer, Freitas, Banyan, Bennett, Espirito. Rampage win the draw. Freitas skates it down into the corner. Back behind the net to the near side. Up to Bennett at the point. Bennett across to Espirito. Quick shot, goes off some sticks, ends up in the corner. Over to Banyan on the near side, back behind. Feeds it to the far side. Espirito pinch again, keeps it in the zone. Capitals have it on a stick, but a quick poke. Banyan tries to feed it down low. Puck still bouncing around, and now Capitals have it on their stick. They're out of the zone. Fed across to the near side into the Rampage zone with it. Quick steal. Freitas turns, sends it up to Dormer. Dormer's out of the zone, takes the red line. He's going to send it in, go to the bench for a change. Banyan in on the forecheck, takes a quick shot right up front. Goalie has to make a quick move. The Capitals send it, and that is icing. So with 9:09 left in period number 3, we'll get a face-off in the Capital zone. Score is 2-1 in favor of your Colorado Rampage. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Whittingham, Whitted, Bisley, and Fewer. Rampage win the draw to Bisley at the point. Back down the wall to Sarver. Sarver feeds it down, looking for Whittingham in the corner. Tied up in the corner down low. Whittingham and Whitted are in the mix. Puck still all tied up. Now comes up out of the pile. It's going to go to the far side. Capitals get it. They cleared the zone with it. Quick poke check. It's bouncing around out front. A shot. Shields has to make an excellent quick save. Whitted backhands it out of the zone. Capitals have the puck. They feed it back into the Rampage zone. Fewer picks it up, skates it to the near side. Sends it across to Whittingham on the far side. Whittingham's going to chip it in. Sarver chases down low. Capitals change direction to the far side. Now they turn around, send it around the near side boards. Up and out of the zone. Poked around. Sarver's going to pick it up. Turns around. He flips it in. He's going to go to the bench for a change. Rahojan chases it down low. Capitals pick it up. Skate to the near side. And Drexel knocks it down. Centers it. Rahojan with the shot. Goalie makes a save. He's going to cover up. 7:57 left in period number 3. Face off in the Capitals zone. Out on the ice, Rahojan, Judkins, Drexel, White, and Lester. Not entirely sure why Root is still in the box. Puck goes up the far side, gets poked out. That should be icing. What? What? Okay. All right. I'll take your guys' word for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have believed it. Shot goes wide, it goes around to the far side. Quick shot goes off the iron, bounces out front to the near side. Puck gets fed down low, back behind the net. Battle for the puck down low. It's going to come into the near side corner. Up to Drexel. Drexel turns with it, feeds it over for White. White's out of the zone, skates it, takes the red line. He's going to flip it in. He's coming back for a change. Capitals pick it up down low. Flanagan gets in the mix, keeps it down low in the Capital zone. Roberts tying things up on the wall. Puck comes out to Espirito, skates in, takes a quick shot, goalie makes a save. Nobody there for the rebound. Capital send it across to the near side. Into the Rampage zone. Bennett with the steal. He's going to turn, flips it up, comes out of the zone. Capitals have to wait and tag up. They do so. Skate to the far side. Quick steal, and now Flanagan's got it. He's up and out of the zone, across the red line. He's into the Capital zone on the far side. Skates down the wall, into the corner. Flanagan turns with it. Centers the pass to Roberts. Oh, just can't get the shot off. Capitals turn around. They send it across to the near side. They're up and down the zone across the red line in the Rampage zone on the far side. Quick move. Shot taken. Sticks in the way, and now another shot bounces right out in front of Shields. Flanagan's going to pick it up. He's up and out of the zone again. He's going to dump it in. Foster gives chase down low. Foster gets there first. Battle for the puck back behind the Capitals' net. Foster doing battle on the far wall. Freitas pulls it off the wall. Freitas feeds it across, looking for Bisley. Off his skate down into the corner. Back to Dormer at neutral ice. To Bisley, who's going to turn, chip it in. Bisley's going to go to the bench for a change. Puck down low. Up to Banyan. Banyan with the quick steal out front. Banyan with a shot. Goalie makes a save. Banyan up to Dormer. Back to Banyan. Looking for Dormer. Comes back and ends up in the far corner. Dormer gets there. Fed up to the point and back again. Banyan backhands it down to Freitas in the corner. Freitas makes a quick move. Puck comes across to the near side. Banyan with the puck. Back down to Freitas. Up to Banyan. Up to the point to White. Cross to Fewer. Fewer takes a shot. Goalie makes a save. Has it in his glove. He's hanging on to it. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in period number 3. I know. I still don't understand why they're still in the box. We had offsetting. They gave them 10s? Okay. Well, that doesn't make any sense to me. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Whittingham, Whitted, White, and Lester. Puck down into the corner. Capitals have it now behind their net. Up and out. Into the Rampage zone. Quick shot. Shields with the save. Another bounce around. The secondary shot goes wide of the net. Rampage dodged the bullet there. Up the wall. Sarver's going to send it up and out to neutral ice. Pass across to the far side. Capitals into the Rampage zone on the far side. Whittingham gets in the way of that one. Traps it on the wall. Whittingham clears it. Sarver's going for it. Sarver gets there first. He's into the zone. Sarver has some room. Sarver with the shot. Goalie makes a save. Yeah, he was getting held from behind on his way in. Nonetheless, we have no whistles, no penalties assessed. And now, finally, Mason Rude is out of the box. 4:29 left in period number 3. Face-off in the Capital zone. On the ice, we've got Drexel, Judkins, Rahosian, Bennett, and Espirito. Bouncing around out front. Pass across to the near side. Puck bouncing around. It's down low. Ends up in the far corner. Espirito turns. Shot. Shields with the save. To the far wall. The Rahosian to Judkins. Judkins skates it up and out. Sends it across to the near side. Drexel pokes it. It's into the zone. And that's a hand pass. That was a hand pass. Judkins picks it up. Rahosian takes a check to the face mask. No call. I tell you what, these guys just want to get out of here. Puck gets all tied up down low. Flanagan and Bisley were in the mix. Capital send it up. Steal by Roberts. Turns around. He's going to flip it back in. That was played with the high stick. Round to the near side. Flanagan chips it back down low, back behind the Capitals net. Puck comes up and out. Bisley's going to fire it into the netting and out of play. Face-off will come to the center dot. 3:05 left in period number 3. Yeah, that's what the first guy indicated, but who knows? Out on the ice, we've got Friedis, Banyan, Dormer, Fewer, and Bisley. Rampage win the draw, but a Capitals player is on the move, and now Friedis up to Dormer. Dormer's into the zone. He's going to give chase down low. Battle for the puck down low, into the zone. Capitals pick it up, skate it to the far side. They're up, out of the zone. Doesn't connect. They wave it off for reasons I can't understand. Goes into the corner. Lester picks it up out of the corner, makes a quick move, and now Capitals take it away. They turn, they fire, goes up and over, ends up in the near corner. Centering pass attempt, and now Dormer picks it up, sends it over to White in the near side. White up the wall, comes out of the zone. Banyan into the Capital zone on the near side, feeds it, or gets. Puck comes up and out of the zone. Capitals into the Rampage zone on the near side wall. Into the corner. Centering pass. Shields with an excellent save. Whitted picks it up, skates it to the far side. He's out of the zone. He's got Sarver across on the far side with him. Loses the handle. Capitals have the puck. Up but not out. Whittingham keeps it in the zone. What? They apparently didn't keep it in the zone. Rampage have to tag up. Capital skated up and out. Goes to the far corner. Puck comes up and out. Capitals dump it back in. Bennett gets his body in the way, and now he's going to just flip it up in the air. Capitals can play it. Play will continue. Rampage getting a change. Capitals to the far side. 1:11 left in the game. Bisley picks it up down low. Up the wall on the far side. Gets cleared up and out. Capitals have to tag up. And now Bennett sends it. Goes off of a body. Apparently didn't go off of a body. So we get a whistle for icing. Faceoff's going to be back in the Rampage zone. 54 seconds left in the period. And I do believe, or we're not, I do believe we're getting a timeout. He's not letting them take a timeout. You know.
Like it happened to us yesterday.
It helps us, but I don't understand. People are allowed to take a timeout. I don't know. With the draw over to the far side. Shot deflects wide of the net. Into the corner on the near side. To Friedis. Friedis turns. He's going to clear it. That'll be icing. And I failed to mention, but the Capitals have pulled their goaltender, so they have an extra attacker on the ice and an empty net. 37 seconds left. Face-off in the Rampage zone. Oh, and now we do get a timeout. All right, boys, it's gut check time. I expect to see an icing attempt at the empty net every chance they get. In 37 seconds, we can have 10 icings as far as I'm concerned. Because odds are one of those would end up in the net. That's just what I think. All right, out on the ice for the five-man defense. We've got Foster, Whittingham, Whitted, Bennett, and Lester. Capitals win the draw. Quick shot. Shields with the save. It's going to go to the far corner. Lester clears it up, but not out. Whittingham has it on his stick. It's out of the zone. Whittingham backhands it. It's into the zone. Capitals send it back the other way. That's icing. That was icing! 20 seconds left. It's all tied up down low. Just tied up in the corner. Comes loose. Lester sends it to the far wall. Doesn't get a whole lot on it. Whittingham can't get a stick there. Still in the zone and time expires. Rampage win. Your score after 3 is 2-1 in favor of the Rampage. And we've got some extracurriculars going. Excellent job by the boys to fight off the extra man attack. And consistent with what we've seen so far this weekend, the refs are terrible again today.
Not for us, anyway. They're terrible for us.
Terrible for us. Yeah, that's all I care about. I don't care if they're good for the other guys.
I don't care either.
But regardless, Rampage managed to pull off a win and a 2-1 victory for Game 2 of the weekend. We will see you guys tonight at like 8:15, something like that, 8:20, I don't know. It's a late game tonight, so we will see you guys back then.